WTOV 9 Game of the Week featuring Steubenville Big Red and the Beaver Local Beavers. The WTOV 9 Game of the Week is brought to you by Frankovich, Anatakis, Colantonio and Simon, La Posta Oldsmobile, Guess Automotive Showroom, Robinson Law Office, Weirton Chiropractic Clinic, Ohio Valley Honda, Franciscan University of Steubenville, Denoon Lumber, Staffalino Chevrolet Cadillac, Attorney Roger Isla, True Value Hardware Stores, Vaporjet, Borden Office Equipment, Biggio Ford Lincoln Mercury, Team Toyota Pontiac GMC, Belmont Harrison Career Center, Apollo Professional Cleaning Services, Ohio University Eastern, the Law Office of David J. Scarpone, John Soretti Chrysler Jeep, Undos, M Media, Physical Therapy Associates, JP Industries, DeNovo Chrysler Dodge, Maracino Insurance, and Hollywood Center.
And welcome back to Austintown. Fitch set for the kickoff of the WTOV 9 High School Football Game of the Week. 11-0 Beaver Local against 11-0 Steubenville Big Red. Let's start things off tonight by taking a look at the starters.
Jake Robinson, quarterback, West Point Elementary.
Josh Pastore, tailback, Southern Local Elementary.
Matt Viaclia, wingback, Calcutta Elementary.
Adam Hoppel, fullback, West Point Elementary.
John Sensenbacher, split end, Calcutta Elementary.
Sean Crane, tight end, West Point Elementary.
Zach Pethel, tight end, Rogers Elementary.
Mark Frederick, left tackle, West Point Elementary.
Chad Hayes, left tackle, North Elementary.
David Fernolo, right tackle, Westgate Elementary.
Adam Hoppel, D end, West Point Elementary.
Chris Norris, D end, Calcutta Elementary.
Nick Griffin, defensive tackle, West Point Elementary.
Zach Pethel, middle linebacker, Rogers Elementary.
Josh Weiss, linebacker, West Point Elementary.
Jimmy Bowersock, linebacker, West Point Elementary.
Eddie Sprouse, nickel, West Point Elementary.
Stephen Mercer, strong safety, Calcutta Elementary.
Jake Robinson, cornerback, West Point Elementary.
Dan Kinsey, free safety, Fairview Elementary.
Matt Viaclia, cornerback, Calcutta Elementary.
And that's the starting lineup for the Beaver Local Beavers, brought to you by our friends at the Law Office of David J. Scarpone. David J. Scarpone, thanks a lot for bringing us the starting lineups tonight. Beaver Local, led by head coach Rich Wright, his 6th year at the school. Now the Steubenville Big Red lineup.
Stephen Repella, quarterback, Wells Elementary.
Antonio Magnone, quarterback, Broadview Elementary.
Nate Hubbard, tailback, Roosevelt Elementary.
Kent Holmes, fullback, Wells Elementary.
Sam Bain, fullback, Wintersville Elementary.
Mike Abbott, split end, Massillon Elementary.
Thad Kersier, flanker, Wells Elementary.
Dave Fatula, tight end, All Saints Elementary.
Kyle Phillips, tight end, Buckeye South Elementary.
Ryan Wachowski, offensive tackle, Bresnan Elementary.
Scott Kennedy, left guard, Wells Elementary.
David Chico, offensive guard, Buena Vista Elementary.
David Ross, center, Roosevelt.
Steve Chris, play right guard, Buena Vista Elementary School.
Aaron Patterson, right tackle, McKinley Elementary.
Keith Carter, punter, Russell Elementary.
Samuel Woods, defensive end, Oxford Elementary.
Ryan Wachowski, nose guard, Bresnahan Elementary.
Scott Kennedy, defensive tackle, Wells Elementary.
Steve Chris, defensive end, Buena Vista Elementary School.
Dave Fatula, outside linebacker, All Saints Elementary.
Josh Schoonover, middle linebacker, Roosevelt Elementary.
Mike Abbott, linebacker, Massillon Elementary.
Ed Littlejohn, a linebacker, McKinley Elementary.
Stephen Repella, cornerback, Wells Elementary.
Chad Bauman, cornerback, Buena Vista Elementary.
Jake Seminara, strong safety, Wintersville Elementary.
Gary Stubbs, free safety, Garfield Elementary.
Chris Ferroni, kicker, Wintersville Elementary.
And we are back at Austintown Fitch High School. Get to see the starters for both schools from Beaver Local and Steubenville Big Red as we're set to get things underway tonight between Steubenville Big Red and Beaver Local. Each team coming in representing the Ohio Valley Athletic Conference. Both schools at 11-0 entering this Ohio Division III Region 11 semifinal. Steubenville Big Red advancing to this game last year where they fell in a heartbreaker in triple overtime to Cleveland Benedictine. Beaver Local coming up with a win over Hunting Valley University, advancing to the Division III Region 11 championship game last year where they fell to Benedictine, and Benedictine going on to be state runner-up last season. Big Red won the toss, they deferred, so Beaver Local will get the ball first to start things off tonight, Coach.
Yes, and
as you said, Big Red did win the toss. They deferred to the second half, so they'll have the choice in the second half. They'll go on defense first. They want to see what Beaver Local can do with their offense against a very, very staunch Big Red defense. See what adjustments they may need to make as the game progresses. So we're about ready to go, Don. I'll tell you, this place is packed. They're expecting a crowd of anywhere from 12 to 15,000 people here tonight, and I think they're probably pretty close to that right now.
And they've stopped just moments ago. They're turning people away. They were selling standing room tickets, and the traffic backed all the way up to Route 11, and they've stopped letting any more folks in. So a jam-packed capacity crowd here tonight at Austintown Fitch, and this one should be a good one. They've only met once previously, and that was back in 1999 in that game, an opening round playoff game. Coach Rich Wright's second season at Beaver Local, and Big Red handled Beaver Local in that game 49-7 was the final down at Harding Stadium, and Coach Wright, his sixth year at the school, fourth playoff appearance for Beaver Local in Wright's tenure, and of course Steubenville Big Red. The playoffs, almost a thing taken for granted in Steubenville under head coach Reno Sokoch. They were state champions in 1984, state runners-up in 1987 and 88, regional semis 84, 87, 88, and 2003. We're getting set for the opening kickoff. Kickoffs tonight brought to you by Biggio Ford, Lincoln, Mercury, Team Toyota, Pontiac, GMC. So the stage is set. We're ready. It's been a game, a lot of hype, a lot of talk about this one. Folks have wanted to see this all season long. Two OVAC schools, they come in both unbeaten. Two very fine football teams. Big Red opened last week with a win over John Glenn. Beaver Local opened up with a win over Gallia Academy. Chris Ferroni has teed it up, and he will kick it off the Biggio team kickoff, and we will be underway. And there's the kick, and Beaver Local will field it. We'll be underway. They take it at the 5-yard line. Dan Kinsey to the 30, Kinsey 35 out to the 37, and much like they did last week, Kinsey a big return on the opening kickoff last week, took it to midfield, set up an opening drive for Beaver Local. Another good return. Both teams very good with the special teams, and Danny Kinsey a good kickoff return to set up the offense for Beaver Local. Jake Robinson's the quarterback. Line is brought to you by the law office of David J. Scarpone. Josh Pastore and Matt Viacula, your running backs. Adam Hoppel at fullback. Ends Blaine Solik and Sean Crane. The line, and it's a good one, has Mark Frederick, Trevor Campbell, Blake Schock, Ryan Kernich, and Dathan Farinola. So 1st and 10 for Beaver at their own 35-yard line. Great field conditions here tonight. Hand off, and we've got flags in the play to start things off on the first play from scrimmage.
The flag came from the umpire, so probably will go against Beaver Local. Maybe some movement in there before the snap. It's a dead ball foul. Motion penalty procedure against Beavers, so a little nervous in there. Big playoff game. Both teams looking forward to this all week, and just a little nerves to begin with. Beaver Local moved prior to the snap, so it'll be 1st and 15 from about the 30-yard line.
So the Beavers break the huddle this time with split backs. Pastore and Hoppel split in the backfield. Wing Viacula topside. Jake Robinson calling the signals. Hand off the big guy, Adam Hoppel, and Hoppel powers across the 35 to the 37. He's the guy that head coach Reno Sokoch looked at. I said, what do you think about this offense? 4 running backs last week going over 100 yards in that game. He said the key for our defense is stopping the fullback. The lineup on defense brought to you by the law office of David J. Scarpone, Chris Kennedy, Witkowski, and Woods on the defensive line. Backers, Ed Littlejohn, Josh Schoonover, and Mike Abbott. The secondary, Steve Repella, Chad Bauman, Gary Stubbs, and Jacob Seminara. Called a gain of 5, brings up 2nd and 10. Wing now to the near side. Back split once again, and it's Hoppel. He gets met and stacked up immediately. Josh Schoonover leading the way along with Michael Abbott. So good penetration on that far side by the Big Red defense.
And, that's what you have to do against a wing T offense. Don, you're going to see it on the M Media Incorporated replay, trying to run Hoppel over the left side. They had a little flex over here to the tight end side, split the tight end a little bit wider than normal, set a slot inside. And that's something the Beaver Local may want to look at because the adjustment was not real strong over here.
3rd down and 11, and Beaver Local, they don't throw the football very often. There's Robinson. They're going to toss it to Pastore. We've got a flag down in the backfield. Ball on the ground. and it looks like Big Red's got it. Flew straight up in the air in front of Adam Hoppel. It hits the ground. Number of Big Red defenders there. And we're waiting the signal. It looks like Big Red's got the fumble recovery. Now we'll check out the flag, but I think the flag was against Beaver Local.
I think it was too. It was thrown by the referee in the backfield, and we're going to see what it was, if it was a dead ball or a live ball infraction done. If it was a dead ball, they'll bring it back. If it was a live ball, Big Red's going to have the ball. It's an illegal shift against Beaver Local, and that penalty will be declined. Big Red will maintain possession at about Beaver Local's 44-yard line. Here we're going to take a look at it on the M Media. Just a power sweep this way. Big Red is angling into it. Do a good job of getting there. Now you're going to see Pastore right here is going to get hit. Right there, a helmet or a shoulder pad right into the ball. Beaver Local had a chance to recover, just couldn't do it.
That was Chad Bauman. Put his helmet on the football, bounces out, so the turnover for Beaver Local. So Big Red, they'll get the starting off on defense, ends up paying off for Big Red. They'll get the ball 1st and 10 on the 44-yard line.
Great field position for Steubenville Big Red.
Steve Repella, the quarterback, he will hand off to Nate Hubbard. Hubbard gets some nice yardage up the middle, gets a gain of 3. Hubbard, the second leading runner in Big Red history. Let's take a look at that offense for Big Red. Steve Repella, your quarterback. Nate Hubbard, Ken Holmes, your running backs. Bauman, Crozier, and Fatula. The receivers line, Witkowski, DeChico, Ross, Petrella, and Kennedy. So we'll call it a gain of 3. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7 for Big Red. Ball just inside the 41-yard line of Beaver Local. They will split Thad Crozier out topside. Hubbard deep in the backfield. He's back at the 48, about 7 yards deep. Man comes in motion near side. Hubbard trying to find his way. He gets met. Beaver Local coming up and making the stop. Zach Pethel for the Beavers.
Trying to run a little counter action that time. That fullback set over to the right as a sidecar, and they bring Hubbard on a little counter action out of the I formation, and nothing there.
Here's your lineup. Law office of David J. Scarpone, Hoppel, Campbell, and Shingleton. That is your line. Pethel, Weiss, Bowersock, and Pastore. Your linebackers. Secondary, Mercer, Robinson, Viacula, and Danny Kinsey. Gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 6. Repella out of the gun. He's got 2 receivers topside. He's going to roll topside, fires. He's got his man down at the 31-yard line. Completion for Big Red. Coming in and sitting in the seam, that would be Michael Abbott for the 1st down.
Here it is. They're moving the pocket with Repella running a flat and an up pattern and then a curl pattern with Abbott coming back to the inside. Gets enough for the 1st down. He knew exactly how many yards he needed to get. Curled up, found the open area, and Repella delivered a strike for the 1st down.
So that completion from Repella to Abbott will move the ball down to the 32-yard line. 1st down for Big Red. This time they will send Chad Bauman topside. Abbott comes down near side. Hubbard alone in the backfield. Got 2 receivers down to the bottom. Repella this time up under center. Hubbard makes one man miss. Can't make the second one miss. 4 Beaver tacklers there, led by Josh Weiss.
Great penetration that time by the interior defensive line of Beaver Local. They made Hubbard change direction, going where he did not want to go. And Beaver Local doing a good job of coming off of those blocks. Here it is right here. You can see number 51 makes great penetration. That's Blake Shockey. And forces the ball to go a little bit wider. A very short gain of about 2. It'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Holmes, your wing. He's going to go in motion. He's just trapping to the top of your screen. They'll run that way. Hubbard, though, cuts it back. Gets down to the 27-yard line.
Some real tough sledding inside the tackles. Hubbard just trying to find an open area. Good lead block that time by Holmes, who came in motion out of a wingback. Here it is on the M Media instant replay. Looks like there may be something there, but good job of those linebackers coming off their blocks, making the tackle. You can see right there, number 8 doing a good job. That's Dan Kinsey.
Hubbard, the workhorse, averaging 6.8 yards per carry. He has over 1,400 yards rushing this season. So Big Red now looking at a 3rd and 5. They've got the eyes set. They've got 1 receiver up top side. Hand off to Hubbard, trying to stretch things to the outside, and nothing doing. Beaver Local does a nice job Big Red trying to stretch it. They just kind of stretch everything out themselves, stringing the play out. Stephen Mercer and Danny Kinsey making the tackle.
Good job that time by the Beaver Local defense. They kept good leverage on the ball. They would not permit Hubbard to get to the outside. You can see it here that they're trying to crack back with the wide receiver. But good job right here. You can see by number 22, that was Steve Mercer, did a good job of playing everything with his inside arm and then forcing Hubbard to go wide and then making the tackle along with Kinsey. It'll bring up 4th and about 7.
And they'll go for it just inside the 30-yard line. Abbott made a big catch earlier. He split near side. Stephen Repella looks things over. He calls a timeout. He's going to head over to the sidelines, talk things over with head coach Reno Sakash. We are just underway. The WTOV 9 high school football game of the week. No score. Just under 7 minutes to go in the first quarter on the Vapor Jet scoreboard. And welcome back to Austintown. Fitch, big play here for Big Red. 4th and 8 on the Beaver Local 30-yard line. They've got 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen, 1 topside. Repella in the gun. He's got pressure. He steps out of it, unloads, got a man wide open. The pass is overthrown down at the 5-yard line, intended for the tight end, Dave Fatula. The pass is incomplete, and Big Red will turn it over on downs to Beaver Local.
Beaver Local had pretty good pressure on Repella that time, made him step up into the pocket. Here it is. You can see they're going to be coming right here, number 51 for Beaver. That's, again, Blake Shockey does a good job, forces Repella to step up into the pocket. And here you can see that he overthrows number 32, Dave Fatula, his tight end, running a crossing pattern.
So 1st and 10 on their 30. Beaver Local takes over. Had trouble getting anything going on their first offensive possession. Jake Robinson is going to keep it. Robinson, he's a playmaker. He gets out to the 35-yard line. And Robinson can make so much go with this offense. He carries out his play fakes, has great speed. There's a good look at Robinson. He had over 1,000 yards rushing on the season, as did running back Josh Pastore. And Robinson, I overheard people calling them the 4 horsemen this week. They do have some 4 horses that can really carry the mail.
And he's got some nice size, 6 foot, 190 pounds. He has good speed. And Don, the big thing about it is that he handles the ball very, very well in this wing T offense for Beaver Local. Here's that little flex that I was talking about before.
Robinson averaging 10 a carry. And he keeps it again this time. Not going to get much. Big Red just stuffs that off to the left side.
So a little quarterback counter, a fake to Hoppel over the right side, and then Robinson attempted to take it back over the left side. You can see it here. Nothing going. Good job by number 9, Michael Abbott, from his inside linebacker spot, holding that play to a very, very short gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 4. The one thing that Beaver Local wants to do is stay out of 3rd and long situations if they can, Don, because they've only thrown the ball about 35 times during the course of the season, and that's not their strong point.
Double wing, but Hoppel, the fullback, gets it. He's got the first down and more. Hoppel out to the 45-yard line. That was the guy Reno Sakac was concerned about. And Hoppel, they had the 2 wings in, sent the lower wing in motion, give to the big fullback, and he gets a nice pickup. Adam Hoppel on the year averaging 8 yards a carry, 537 yards on the ground, 11 touchdowns. He's also a 3-time OVAC wrestling champion and a state champion in wrestling and a state runner-up.
Here it is right here. Pretty nice blocking by the offensive line of Beaver Local. They're getting a pretty nice shove against that Big Red defense, and Hoppel is able to take it up inside for a big first down.
Double wings again. Viacula in motion, and Viacula takes the handoff, trying to turn the corner. He gets it out close to midfield. So we've seen them come out with the 1 wing and then now the double wings.
And what they'll do is they'll make you be very, very cognizant of the fullback running in between the tackles. And then they'll come with a fake to the fullback and give to one of the tailbacks with the guards pulling, run either an outside trap or just straight blocking on that side. And at that time you saw it was a good solid gain of 7 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 7. The ball is at midfield. Again, there's that little flex with the tight end and wingback. 2nd
down play. They need 4 for a first. Here's Pastore, his first carry. He's got the first down and more, 35-30. Pastore to the 20, 10. Gets run out of bounds inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line. Last week against Gallia Academy on their 2nd possession, Josh Pastore fumbled. He came after that, fumble and had a big game over 100 yards. Fumbles on the first possession, makes up for it here in a big way.
And I'll tell you how many times they've run this play. Here it is again into that flex. Good blocking by the pulling guard and the fullback leading. Breaks a couple tackles. Now he shows his shiftiness and his speed as he gets to the outside. Number 24 for Steubenville High School Gary Stubbs does a good job of chasing him down and getting him before he gets into the end zone.
Gary Stubbs, good speed, and Stubbs does a nice job, and they are in the JP Industries red zone, courtesy of Josh Pastore, the JP Industrial Products red zone. First and goal to go on the 5, and it will be the fullback, Adam Hoppel, feels his way through. Touchdown, Beaver Local.
And I'll tell you, that was almost a fumble because the exchange was not real clean. Hoppel was fortunate enough or good enough to hold on to the football. Got a good block from Josh Pastore on that side and was able to take it in. Here it is right here. Makes a nice move for a big guy to the outside, Don, and is able to take it in standing up for the score.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mark Frederick and Trevor Campbell on that left side, man, did they do a couple of blocks. Really opened things up, and Pastore helped pave the way, and they will come on and attempt the extra point. And the kicker, Jeff Dalrymple, he's a good one. The kick is up, and it is good. So Beaver Local, they dodge the bullet after the early turnover and take the lead. Beaver Local jumps out to the 7-0 lead on the VaporJet scoreboard. We'll be back after this. And welcome back to Austintown Fitch, WTOV 9 Game of the Week. It's the VaporJet scoreboard. Beaver Local leading Steubenville Big Red 7-0, set for the first play of the second quarter. And Steubenville Big Red with the ball. They are in Beaver Local territory, 3rd and 2 at the 37-yard line. Repella, the quarterback now, he keeps it. He's got the first down and more down to the 26-yard line. Repella, he can really hurt you running the football, and Repella coming up with a gain there from the quarterback spot. Just kept it, slid over to the right side, Coach.
Nice call by Bobby Radokovich, the offensive coordinator. It's a down-the-line option. They play the pitch. You see nobody coming from the inside out. Repella has nice speed to be able to bounce it back to the outside for the first down.
So Big Red now 1st and 10 on the 25 of Beaver Local, looking to go in and tie things up. Magnone back in at quarterback, 2 receivers up to the top of your screen. Hubbard dotting the I. And it will be Hubbard. Hubbard's got a big hole. Hubbard to the 20. Hubbard breaks the tackle to 15, 10, down to the 5, brought down from behind at the 4-yard line.
Hubbard shows a little bit of power once he gets into the secondary. We know he has great quickness, great vision. You know, when he gets a handoff, he's able to find the opening. Nice block right here. You can see by by Vane, the fullback. Right there, he's able to break a tackle, and that's a pretty good defensive back that he's breaking a tackle of. And then finally, number 5, number 5, Jake Robinson makes the tackle.
And Big Red in the JP Industries red zone, and Sam Vane, nice block. He took out 2 Beaver Local defenders, opened up that hole. 1st and goal to go on the 5. There's Holmes crabbing in motion, and they do give it to Sammy Vane. He powers in there hard, gets down, should be down at the 1-yard line. Vane, 5'10", 175. That kid's tough as nails.
Well, I tell you, that was a great surge by the Big Red offensive line. You're going to be able to see it on the media replay. Look at the surge and look at the white shirts moving backwards. Great job by the offensive line and good job by Vane getting right behind those guys, getting it close to the goal line. It'll be 2nd and goal from inside the 1.
Magnone calling the signals. He calls his own number. Touchdown, Big Red. And you got to give a big attaboy to Sam Vane. Vane made the big block that sprung Hubbard to get it down close, made the carry down to the 1, and then the quarterback, Magnone, on the keeper. Let's take a look at it, the M-Media replay.
Oh, a great surge. Really came off the ball real hard that time. Everybody just wedge blocking down to the inside, and Magnone able to follow those guys, take it in for the score. Big Red taking advantage of the Beaver Local turnover. They could not do it on the first one. They do it on the second. Chris Ferroni, the extra point is blocked. So special teams, huge here. Beaver Local blocks the extra points to the Beavers, keep the lead. 7-6 is your score in the second quarter. Let's take another look, Coach. Just a great surge up the middle. We're going to see where the block came from. It looked like it came straight up the middle on the M-Media replay. Actually, the ball may have been kicked a little low also, and didn't get a lot under that ball too very much. And but a good defensive effort by the Beaver Local Beavers to get that one blocked.
Trevor Campbell, Nick Griffin with a block. We'll take a break. Beavers 7, Big Red 6 on the VaporJet scoreboard. And we're back. The Beaver Local Beavers leading Big Red 7-6 on the VaporJet scoreboard. Time now for the Biggio Ford Lincoln Mercury Team Toyota Pontiac GMC kickoff. And Chris Ferroni will be kicking it off for Steubenville Big Red. Opening kickoff of the game, Beaver Local had a nice return courtesy of Danny Kinsey. And he is back there once again, standing back on his own 5-yard line. 10:26 to go, first half here at Austintown. Fitch on a nice, cool, crisp night for football. Second round of the Ohio playoffs. Ball bouncing around. Beaver will scoop it in. They get it out to the 20-yard line. And that is Weiss on the return. Steve Mercer on the return for Beaver Local.
It's a good line drive kick that time by Ferroni. Very difficult to handle. But number 22 for the Beaver Local Beavers, that's Steve Mercer, handled the ball. Got it up to about the 24-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from there for the Beavers. And we'll see if they can get that offense moving again as they did in the first quarter.
It's been either real pretty or real ugly so far for Beaver Local with the penalties and the fumbles, but then the touchdown as well. Adam Hoppel, he's done some nice work tonight, and it takes about 7 guys to bring him down at the 28-yard line.
Well, you know, Adam Hoppel is, well, they have him listed here as 5'10", 255, but he looks taller than 5'10". And I'll tell you, he's a load when he gets up inside. There's just a little belly play off the right side, and you can see just how strong this young man really is. It's a gain of about 6. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Okay, this is something different for Beaver. They got 2 guys split to the top, 1 to the bottom. Sean Crane, the tight end, to the bottom, their main receiver, but they run it anyway. And I believe that's Pastore. He gets across to the 30. Talk about Hoppel. He's got a chance to do something very rare this January, and that would be he's gunning for a 4th straight OVAC wrestling title.
I'll tell you, he is really a strong kid at 255 pounds. You can see that there's not a lot of body fat on him. And even during this football season, you don't see anything hanging over him. Look at those arms, Don. They look like tree trunks.
3rd and 3. And you're going to have a flag. It looks like motion on Beaver.
It's going to be 3rd and 8 instead of 3rd and 3. That came from the umpire, which means that somebody in that offensive line moved prior to the snap of the ball. And that's what I told you earlier, Don. Beaver and Coach Wright do not want to be in 3rd and long. It's not a good down and distance for them to be in against a good defensive football team such as Steubenville Big Red.
There's a look at Rich Wright on the Beaver Local sideline. 3rd and 8. There's Pastore going in motion. A handoff to him. He gets brought. Michael Abbott was right there, held his ground. He gets over Abbott, gets to the 30, but they'll be short. Beaver Local will have to punt. That'll make it about 4th and 2. And there you see Pastore looks like he might be shaken up just a bit. Let's take another look.
Here it is, a little fake, and then a tailback counter. And number 9 did a good job of holding his ground for Steubenville High School. That was Michael Abbott, outside linebacker. And had not been for the penalty, Don, that play would have garnered them a 1st down.
Dan Kinsey boots it away. And it will take a Beaver Local bounce. It will roll deep into Big Red territory at the 27-yard line. We will take a break on the VaporJet scoreboard. It is Beaver Local leading Big Red 7-6. We have a flag in the play. We'll tell you what it is when we come back. And we're back to the VaporJet scoreboard. Beaver Local leading Steubenville Big Red 7-6, the WTOV 9 high school football game of the week. When we went to break, Beaver Local punted. There was a flag in the punt. What do we have?
Well, we're going to see right now. They're going to give the initial signal here. Personal foul against against Beaver, and an ejection. Wow.
You walk away. Hey, are you out? Josh Pastore.
Personal foul. Hit the right and an ejection.
So a personal foul and an ejection against Beaver Local, and it looks to me it is Zach Pethel.
Watch the change.
And I'll tell you, that's going to be a 15-yard penalty from where the ball was blown dead, and gives Big Red really nice field position. They would have been at their own 27-yard line. Add the 15 onto that, it's going to put it out at about the 42. So it's a whole lot better field position than what they had after the punt on.
I didn't see what happened. I was watching the ball roll down and be down. But an ejection.
I didn't see it either, but it must have been something flagrant for the player to have been ejected.
So Big Red takes over 1st and 10. They've got good field position at their own 42-yard line. Hubbard deep in the backfield. They'll send a man down to the bottom of your screen in motion. Hubbard, though, is going to try that top side. Breaks a tackle. He's across midfield. He gets out to the 42-yard line of Beaver Local. And there you see just what makes Nate Hubbard so special.
Great quickness, good vision. Big Red's going to be much more successful running the football from the tackles out, Don, than they are from the tackles in. Here it is right here. Everything is coming one way, and then they counter back. You can see a nice block here by number 75 for Steubenville High School. That's Aaron Patterson doing a good job opening the way for Hubbard to get it upfield for a big first down at about the 42-yard line of Beaver Local.
So just under 8 minutes to go, first half. Big Red 1st and 10 on the 42 of Beaver. 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 top side. They're going to run Hubbard again. Hubbard's got a big hole. He's to the 22-yard line of Beaver Local.
Same play, same position on the field on the left half. He went back into the boundary. And we're going to take a look at it on the M-Media replay, and here it is. Again, you saw number 75, Aaron Patterson, doing a good job of pulling to his left and kicking out or logging to the inside. And Beaver Local thinks they need a timeout. Second consecutive play that number 8, Dan Kinsey, had to come from his safety spot and make a tackle.
And if you haven't had a chance to see Nate Hubbard before, he is doing one heck of a job. As you take a look at the Big Red Huddle, head coach Reno Sokoch putting on the headsets and Hubbard getting it done. Some nice gains off that left side for Big Red. Tomorrow, college football right here on WTOV 9, WVU and Boston College. That game tomorrow at noon. WVU and BC. After that, we join Notre Dame and Navy in progress following the WVU game. And another guy that runs out hard from the OVAC, Weird High's Quincy Wilson. You'll get a chance to see him right here on his hometown TV station, WTOV 9. Quincy Wilson and WVU. And I tell you what, Quincy Wilson, great year for him. The big upset against Virginia Tech, but Wilson made one of the most fantastic plays I've seen in a long time with his touchdown run late in the Miami game that looked like it would give them the win. He took, I believe it was on a screen pass.
Yes,
and
it was.
He ran over a guy, knocked him backwards, and hurdled the guy.
Yep.
Gave him the forearm, knocked him down, hurdled him.
I tell you,
thunder sticks are going over here on this side.
It's got to be one of the highlights of the college football season, that run by Quincy Wilson versus Miami.
So 1st and 10, Big Red cranking things up on all cylinders now. Magnone fakes, rolls, he's going to tuck it and go. Magnone spins, ball on the ground. That's his helmet at the 15-yard line. Magnone, a tough kid, 6'2", 195. That helmet rolled, it almost rolled out of bounds.
Here it is on the M-Media replay. Now they ran that little counter twice in a row, and this time they fake it. Magnone did have a receiver out here short. They flooded the area deep, medium, and short. And you can see there goes his helmet. But a good positive gain of about 8. It'll bring up 2nd and 2.
On the 15. Got the three backs in there now, two fullbacks. Holmes will crab to the right. Here goes Hubbard. He breaks through. Hubbard trying to bounce to the outside. Puts the ball on the ground, but he recovers it down at the 5-yard line. And Steubenville Big Red in the JP Industries red zone. The JP Industrial Products red zone. That is where Steubenville Big Red finds itself right now, and they've got a 1st and goal to go on the 6-yard line, trailing by 1 point. Beaver Local leading 7-6 with 6:42 to go here in the first half.
There's the blast play over the left side, and Hubbard just shows great balance, vision. There you see, drops the ball, but he's the only one around it and is able to get on it quickly.
Here it is, 1st down. There goes Hubbard, hurdles through, and he's going to be met about the 2-yard line. Jake Robinson in on the stop for Beaver Local.
Stop by Jake Robinson.
That offensive line of Big Red really doing a good job right now. You can watch him come off the ball here, Don. We have a guard pulling and is going to step around, try to pick off that linebacker, and he does. And good solid hit by the safety. That's number 8, Dan Kinsey, doing a good job in the secondary for Beaver.
Yes, Scotty Kennedy really made that play happen. 2nd goal to go on the 2. Holmes to the right side. Hubbard trying to cut back. Nothing there. He meets the heart of the Beaver Local defense, and leading that charge for Beaver Local.
Stop at the 1-yard
Trevor
line.
Campbell in there. Blake Schock.
Stop was made by...
They stacked it up real good at the point of attack. You can see there's an awful lot of white shirts coming right here. Number 10, as you can see, that's Jim Bowersaw coming from an outside linebacker position. But a good job of just penetrating, staying low, and not giving Hubbard any room to run.
3rd and goal to go. Ball just inside the 2.
Double tight end with that stacked eye.
There's the flag, delay of game against Big Red.
Wow.
And a lot of hard hitting going on in this game. I just saw Hubbard look like he was limping a bit. Pastore limped when he came off the field. These guys getting a lot of carries, and they're Pastore and Hubbard both looking good, but both taking a good deal of punishment. Now that penalty will move Big Red back to the 6-yard line. Checking in for Big Red, Kent Holmes. Chad Bauman out. Will send Michael Abbott topside along with Thad Crozier. Down to the bottom will be Kent Holmes. Magnone in the gun. Hubbard to sidecar. They snapped one of the up men, ball on the ground, and Hubbard covers it. I don't know if they snapped an up man or if they moved too quickly and it was one of the guys pulling.
You know what I think may have happened, if we have it on replay, we're going to see that the snap was a little late, and it looked like it hit one of the pulling guards.
Yeah.
And that, if that's the case, then there should be a penalty. So that down won't count. They're going to be penalized 5 yards, and they'll do it over. And this will be, I think, 3rd down again.
And very uncharacteristic.
There it is right
of Big
here.
Red.
Number 71, as you can see, pulling right there. Scott Kennedy is hit with the ball, and the center was just a little late with the snap. And that, of course, leads to a 5-yard penalty, which is a illegal procedure call or false start.
So here comes Antonio Magnone in with the play. The ball spotted at the 11-yard line of Beaver Local. Beaver leading 7-6, 4:57 to go in the first half. Big Red with a nice drive, and they're trying to cap this thing off with a touchdown. They'll send Ken Holmes down to the bottom. Abbott and Crozier topside. Hubbard will be the sidecar next to Magnone.
It's a good place for a crossing pattern by the tight end with a little play action. We'll see if that's what they go to. See if they'll push off with the 2 wide receivers at the top of the screen and bring Fatula across the middle.
And Fatula, you see him, number 32 on the right-hand side of your screen. He's lined up as a tight end. Okay, and they're question about the clock, and they're talking about it on the sideline. Here come the officials. Clock set at 4:59. Here it goes. Magnone in that gun. barking out the signals. Hubbard goes in motion. 3 receivers up that top side. Magnone's going to tuck it and run with it. Magnone inside the 5. Spins, ball loose. They're going to say he was down at the 2.
Well, I tell you, what a break for Steubenville Big Red. It could have been called a fumble, but they called him down. Ted Magnone was stretching for the end zone and lost the football. This is just a quarterback draw. You can see both backside guard and backside tackle pulling, and Magnone is able to break a tackle. Now he's going to spin right here, reach, and the ball bounces right up into Adam Hoppel's hands.
Well, it looked like it was a good call. It looked like his knees were down. Here's Magnone, right side. Does he get in? He does. Magnone takes it in for the touchdown.
Well, he's a big, strong kid, number 13, Antonio Magnone, 6'2", 195. And you can see once Steubenville Big Red gets around the goal line, he's really an extra threat that you have to worry about. On the M-line replay, here it is right here. Everybody is blocking toward. Good block, as you can see, by number 70 for Big Red, doing a good job. That's Ryan Witkowski on Adam Hoppel, and is able to get it in, and they will go for 2.
And Magnone took on Hoppel. That's who he had to run into to get that score. 2-point try. It is incomplete. Throws behind the intended receiver, so Big Red fails on a conversion. They lead it, though, 12-7, 4.5 minutes to go. First half on the Vapor Jet scoreboard. Big Red 12, Beaver Local 7. We'll be back after this. And welcome back to Austintown. Fitch Big Red leading Beaver Local 12-7 on the Vapor Jet scoreboard. The WTOV 9 high school football game of the week. Capacity crowd here at Austintown. Fitch, and I got here 4:30, about 3 hours before game time, and there were people here then that said they were here at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon waiting to get in and see this one. The Biggio Ford, Lincoln Mercury, Team Toyota, Pontiac GMC kickoff. That's what they call it, and here it is. Here's Ferroni with the kick. And this will be Kinsey. He's the guy they like to get it into his hands. Across the 20 to the 35-yard line, Danny Kinsey, and he's also a decathlete. He is trying to gain a spot, I believe, on the U.S. Olympic team, and did a great job this summer in a lot of the nationwide track and field events. He's a dandy. There's head coach Rich Wright, also coach of the wrestling team at Beaver Local. They were the OVAC wrestling champions, as well as the sectional wrestling champions this year. Here goes Beaver Local. They are 1st and 10 on their own 30. Now, Viacula's a speed demon, and they've got him split top side. High set. This is Pastore, breaks a couple tackles. He gets to the 35. This kid runs very hard. He has put on so much weight, so much bulk in the past couple of years.
I tell you, he's, as you said earlier, Don, he's a bigger, stronger runner than his brother was when his brother was at Beaver Local about 3 years ago, and has done a nice job. He's over 1,000-yard rusher for Beaver Local, and does a great job for them running out of that wing tee.
He's been over 100 yards every game this season, and here goes Hoppel, and he's not going to get much, if anything.
Hoppel has to run between the guards. He's got to run north and south. When you start getting him running sideways, that's when he's the most vulnerable. And that Big Red defense, like all year, is able to swarm to the ball. They do a great job, and that time number 71, Scott Kennedy, was there for the hit, along with number 70, Ryan Witkowski.
Makes it 3rd and 3. Lane Solik split to the bottom. They've got the back split now. Jake Robinson keeps it.
It's going to be
He's close to the first down marker. Needed to get, I think, to the 40.
Jake Robinson keeping the ball.
That was just a belly keep, fake to Hoppel over the right side, and then Robinson pulls the ball and comes over the right tackle. You can see it here, the wingback coming down, trying to get a block to the inside. And I think it was number 34, was that Fatula making the tackle?
I think
no, it's
Ed Littlejohn.
Kyle Phillips.
Kyle Phillips.
Yeah.
He is short, so it's going to bring up 4th down and not a whole heck of a lot.
Well, I wonder who they're going to give it to here.
Now, Hoppel in their fullback. Where do you go with Jake on the keeper?
They went with him on the keeper, and he got it.
So showing a lot of confidence as Coach Rich Wright in his offensive line in his own territory going forward on 4th and short.
I'll tell you, he wants to try to get something going here if he possibly can. You know, his offense really had some life. 2, excellent runs by Pastore, and Hoppel was being very effective running inside the tackles. We haven't really heard their wingback's name mentioned as a ball carrier at all, Viacula, and we'll see if he's going to get the ball here.
Pastore motion, top side, Robinson's going to throw it.
He's got a guy wide open.
He's got Viacula wide open, 35 down to the 32-yard line. We mentioned a couple of plays earlier. Viacula, a speedster, and he may be, they tell me he's the fastest player in the team, and he gets loose there for the gain, but we have a flag.
I think it may have been incomplete, Don. There's no flags anywhere. We're going to take a look at it. Viacula might have dropped the ball here. See, Robinson throws a nice ball right here. You can see that it's right in his hands, but boom, he's not able to handle it.
Some error over there on the coverage with his back to us. It looked like he caught it, but the pass does fall incomplete. You're going to run it when you don't throw the ball much.
Yeah. Stephen Mercer comes in as a wide receiver now.
And Mercer will play some quarterback, and they'll split Robinson out. This is Robinson.
No, it's Hoppel.
Jake Robinson taking the ball.
Robinson on the
keeper
gets about 5.
Yeah.
He does a nice job with those play fakes.
Well, it's going to bring up a big down here. It's going to be 3rd and closer to 6th than it is to 5. We're going to take a look at it on the M-Media instant replay. That's that little quarterback counter, and runs into his own blocker right here. But number 9, Abbott, is the outside linebacker for Steubenville, is there to make the initial contact.
And Robinson will run in there. He knows he and Pastore, it's almost as if they know they're going to have to run into and over people.
Mm-hmm.
They get tough yardage. I mean, these guys aren't. Robinson doesn't get most of his yards trying to get to the outside. A lot of his is that good, hard inside running. So 3rd and 6.
There's that little flex over on the upper side. This is the
Pastore.
Pastore has been so successful on, but not this time.
Big Red very successful stopping it this time. Scotty Kennedy.
And Sam Woods, number 21.
Also, as earlier, Ed Littlejohn.
This is the play that they've been so successful on, and just a power sweep, a good kick-out block, as you can see right here. But you see number 71 over there, Scott Kennedy, doing a great job as well. We'll bring up 4th and about 5. And that will put Beaver Local into a punting situation.
Clock just shy of 1 minute to go here in the first half. There's a snap. They get the punt off. Good kick if they can down it, and they do that inside the 5-yard line. So Big Red will take over with 50 seconds to go in the first half here from Austintown. Fitch. Big Red leading Beaver Local by a count of 12-7 on the VaporJet scoreboard. So Big Red up 12-7 on Beaver Local. Beaver Local being hurt in the first half with a couple of penalties. The one penalty ending up, or the one fumble, setting up a touchdown drive for Big Red. But Big Red misses a kick on their first extra point, and on their second extra point go for 2 that did not make it. Sports Sunday night will have the complete opening round matchups for the state of West Virginia. And we'll also hear from the coaches in West Virginia and hear from coaches in Ohio that get set for the regional championship games.
Big Red trying to get a little bit of breathing room in there, just running the quarterback sneak. Picks up about maybe 2 yards, will bring up 2nd and 8. And Big Red's going to milk the clock here as much as they can. I don't know if Beaver Local has used any of their timeouts, but they may want to start thinking about that here.
And Big Red looking just to wind down the clock here in the first half and go to the locker room with a 12-7 lead. Big Red with the ball to start the second half of this one, and very good first half, very interesting first half with Big Red leading this one 12-7 as we get set. The teams head to the halftime locker room on The VaporJet scoreboard, the WTOV 9 game of the week, has Steubenville Big Red leading Beaver Local 12-7 at the half. And welcome back to Austintown Fitch. We are set for the second half. You'll hear from the bands from Beaver Local and Steubenville Big Red at the conclusion of the game. VaporJet scoreboard, Big Red leads at 12-7. Let's take a look at the first half highlights. Beaver Local, they put it on the ground early. Big Red with the recovery. The Big Red unable to do anything with the good field position. Later, here comes Beaver Local on the ground. Josh Pastore, a good run deep into Big Red territory, gets forced out by Gary Stubbs inside the 10-yard line. That would set up the game's first touchdown. They go to the fullback, Adam Hoppel, picks up the block from Pastore. He goes in for the touchdown, 7-0 Beaver Local at that point. Later, Beaver Local, another big run. This time, Pastore, great run, busting over 3 defenders. He takes it deep into Steubenville Big Red territory, but a penalty late on this play would take a big chunk of that yardage back. Then they would put the ball on the ground, the fumble just bouncing everywhere like a hot potato. Ryan Witkowski falls on it. He gets the recovery for Big Red. Steubenville Big Red, good field position there in business. Antonio Magnone goes in for the touchdown. That made it 7-6. The extra point would be blocked at that point, so Beaver Local up by a point. And then they would add another touchdown from Magnone, and that's where we're at, 12-7. The Biggio team kickoff, and here it is. We are underway in the second half. Big Red deferred to start the game. They went on defense to start it, so they get the ball to start the second half, and they will start off 1st and 10 on their 24-yard line. Corey Lyons on the return, and that was your Biggio Ford Lincoln Mercury Team Toyota Pontiac GMC kickoff. Big Red up 12-7. Big series here for the Beaver Local defense. You let Steubenville go up 19-7, and you don't have a passing offense, you're in trouble.
Yeah, but, Don, they have a big play offense by running the ball, but Big Red real successful in the second quarter, got their offense on track. Nate Hubbard doing a good job. See if they run the tailback counter here.
And here is Repella, and this handoff goes to Hubbard. Hubbard trying to string it to the outside. He gets it to the 27-yard line before being knocked out of bounds. Jake Robinson over there along with Josh Pastore and Jimmy Bowersock.
It's a game of about 3 on M-Media scoreboard or replay. Right here you got Nate Hubbard running east and west. They're not letting him turn it upfield. Good job here of pursuing to the football, and a good solid hit by number 5, Jake Robinson. Takes him out of bounds after a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 for Steubenville Big Red.
2 receivers top side. Hubbard alone in the backfield. Repella, he's going to keep it. Rolling off to that top side. Bowersock in pursuit. Repella, big yardage here out to midfield.
No flags.
No, there is a flag at the 30-yard line.
Okay, we're going to see what it is.
And it's right in the line, so it's real hard to see.
Yeah, I could see it now, Don. I was looking to make sure that there weren't any, and I didn't see it back there. It is right on the 30-yard line, so they're going to bring it back. It's probably a holding call against Big Red.
He did a nice job turning that ball upfield.
Sure did. Okay, illegal block in the back. That'll be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. So that's going to set him back a little bit. Here it is right here, little play action, and then the bootleg. Big number 71 for Big Red, Scott Kennedy out in front. See if we can see it. There it is right there, a block in the back. So that'll put the ball on the 20-yard line. It'll be 2nd and about 13.
So 2nd and 13 on the 20-yard line.
Big Red's using a lot of bootleg action. They try to slow down that rush by the Beaver Local Beavers.
It is still Repella at quarterback, fakes the handoff, trying to get to the outside, and he gets brought down. I believe that is
number 61.
61, that's Trevor Campbell.
Nice open field tackle by a big guy. Trevor Campbell is 5'10", 230, and Repella, very shifty runner. He's a fake on the draw play. He plays off his block very well and is able to get a hold of Repella's left leg. Bring him down for a loss of about 2. We'll bring up 3rd and 15.
Big key to that play. Good penetration, too, by Adam Hoppel. 2 receivers topside. There's Repella in the gun. Hubbard the sidecar. Trips topside. 1 lone receiver down to the bottom. Repella, he's got plenty of time. Nope, pressure, steps out from under that, unloads it down the middle. That pass is incomplete, going for the tight end, Fatula. I told you they'd try to throw to him a good bit. Stephen Mercer there on the coverage. Mercer Jr. is 5'9", 170 there for the stop. Knocking it down, and Beaver Local did what they had to do. They needed to stop Big Red on this first possession.
And they should get some decent field position here too, Don, because Big Red's punter is going to be punting from about his own 5-yard line. That's number 54, the punter, Keith Carter.
Now, Jake Robinson's a return man. He's standing on his own 48-yard line. He hasn't had a chance to really break anything tonight, but he does a nice job running back punts for this team. He makes the catch at midfield to the 45, down to the 41. So Beaver Local will indeed have excellent field position. OVAC volleyball, tell me all about it. And that is Sunday at noon, the 2003 OVAC Volleyball Championships. Joined my partner Ryan Recker for that one. The conference championships from the OVAC, and 2 OVAC teams tonight, both in the same conference. First time they've met this season. Steubenville Big Red and Beaver Local, both teams 11-0. 3 OVAC teams were in this region. Also unbeaten was Buckeye Local, and who actually ended up playing the OVAC 4A title with the way the point system works out. They were eliminated last week by Canal Fulton. 1st and 10 for Beaver Local. This time it's Pastore. Pastore tries to spin, and he gets forward progress. Should take him to the 37.
Trying to run a modified blast play with Pastore over the left side, and goes for short yardage of about 3. It'll bring up 2nd and 7. Hoppel trying to lead up there with a block, but held the short yards. Pastore is best when he runs off tackle and then is able to bounce things to the outside, Don.
Man comes in motion down to the bottom. This is Pastore. He tries to bounce to the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 Big Red defenders for them.
Led by number 56 for Steubenville Big Red. That's Steve Chris, defensive end. Doing a good job of playing off the blocks. Hoppel's the lead block right here. Good job. You can see so many black shirts. Number 12 for Steubenville did a great job really jamming that up inside. That was Chad Bauman. He took on Adam Hoppel and just clogged up the hole.
3rd and 10. Viacula in motion. They'll toss it that way to Pastore. He's trying to turn the corner. Does at the 40, 35, down to the 33-yard line.
It's going to be short.
Bring up 4th and short for Beaver.
Well, let's see what Coach Wright decides to do here. Is he going to pooch punt it and put him in bad field position, or go for the first down? Just a quick pitch right here, trying to get Pastore to the outside, use his speed. You can see he does beat number 56 to the corner. That's Steve Chris. But good pursuit by that Steubenville defense. Holds him short of the first down marker. Will bring up 4th and 2. See if they try to draw them offside, Don, with a hard count.
So Beaver Local going for it. 4th and a long 2, almost 3. Fumble on the snap. Robinson puts it up on the ground. And Big Red's got the football regardless.
Well, instead of trying to go on a hard count, they try to go on a quick count. Fumbled the snap. Big Red will take over. Beaver Local denied of the first down from the 37-yard line. They wanted to go to Hoppel over the left side, but handoff just wasn't able to be made. They lose possession at the 35-yard line.
That was odd.
Big Red will take over 1st and 10. Magnone in the Big Red lineup now at quarterback.
And they will send Bauman topside. Handoff, Hubbard. Hubbard finds a seam ball on the ground. I think Big Red's got it. I think it went right into the arms of Ryan Witkowski.
You know, sometimes you have to have a little bit of luck. That's twice now that Hubbard has fumbled. The first one popped right back up into his hands. This and Witkowski is there to make the recovery, getting downfield, trying to get a block for him. There the ball comes popping out, and Witkowski is the man of the hour, gets on the ball at almost midfield at about the 48-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. That tailback counter has really been a good play for Big Red tonight.
1st down for Big Red. Magnone calling the signals. Here's Hubbard off the right side. Hubbard, gain of about a long 5, call it 6.
Nice block by fullback in there now, number 27, Sam Vane. Got a good block on the corner. And Hubbard was able to cut it up inside for a good solid gain of about 6. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. Beaver has to hold right here. They can't let Steubenville Big Red march down for the score. Big Red hasn't turned the ball over yet. They've fumbled the ball twice, but they've recovered both of those fumbles.
Here's Hubbard. And he flies up close to the first down marker. Big Red's not going to get the spot they want. He's going to be just a shade short.
Here it is on the M-Media replay. Nice block by number 75 coming from his backside tackle spot. That's Aaron Patterson, along with number 71, Scott Kennedy. Does a good job of leading that play, and Hubbard just bouncing it up between those two big offensive linemen, pulling from the backside.
No, he did get it. No, short by a couple lengths. So 3rd and real short for Big Red.
See if Magnone takes it himself. He's a big, strong quarterback. Antonio Magnone, 6'2", 195. He scored both of Big Red's touchdowns so far down near the goal line in short yardage situations. See if he does it here.
So here's Magnone, Sam Vane in at fullback. Beaver Local says Big Red move, right?
Well, it came from the side judge on the other side of the field. And we'll see if somebody had to get into the neutral zone. Dead ball, false start against Big Red. Oh, boy, I tell you, it goes from 3rd and inches to 3rd and 5 and inches.
Marino Sockott sends in the play with Antonio Magnone.
Two big fullbacks come out. Two quick, small, wide receivers. Thad Crozier and Chad Bauman are in the ball game.
And Bauman topside, Crozier down to the bottom.
Double tight end.
Hubbard real deep in the backfield. There goes that handoff to Hubbard. Hubbard knifes his way up through there. Good leg drive. He's going to get a gain of about 3 or 4.
It'll be 4th and 2. Big Red has the lead. They're going to go ahead and punt the ball and try to put Beaver down deep into its own territory.
And Beaver's got to be careful and not jump.
This is a good call because he's going to be kicking from about his own 45-yard line. So, it's a good call on the part of the Big Red coaching staff.
And with the way the Big Red defense is playing, field position, a good gain to play right now.
Good snap, short kick. But it gets a Big Red roll, and I'll tell you, that's going to go down inside the 10-yard line.
And with that, we will take a break. 5:19 to go, 3rd quarter. Big Red 12, Beavers 7 on the Vapor Jet scoreboard. And we're back to Vapor Jet scoreboard. Steubenville Big Red leading Beaver Local 20-7 to count. You're watching the WTOV 9 high school football game of the week, the only game in town. The Ohio Division III Regional 11 semifinal between Big Red and Beaver Local. Both teams coming in at 11-0. Time for the Biggio Ford Lincoln Mercury Team Toyota Pontiac GMC kickoff. And here it is. And Beaver fields it back at the 18. They bring it across the 20 to the 30 and called about the 32-yard line. Stephen Mercer on the return for Beaver Local.
And number 50 down there, that's Mike Mort on special teams, doing a good job covering the kickoff. Beaver Local will take it 1st and 10 from about their own 33-yard line.
Beaver Local, they've got it called the 33-yard line. Now Mercer will come in at quarterback. Now they'll split Robinson out. When they do throw, they like to throw it with Mercer and have Robinson as a wideout. And off left side, not much there.
Josh Pastore, the ball carrier that time, running a blast play over the left side. And very short yardage. It's a gain of maybe 2. Bring up 2nd and 8. Pastore is much more efficient, Don, when he's running from a halfback position instead of an I-back position, to where he can make a move off tackle, bounce it to the outside, and use his speed.
Okay, now they've got Hoppel as a tight end on that top side. Here comes Robinson with the handoff, and he kind of feels his way up to the 38. He's been a guy that's really Big Red has shut down tonight. Robinson's been unable to really get anything out and get his big gains.
Here it is here, just a wingback power sweep. Good block by the pulling guard there, number 61 for Beaver Local. That's Trevor Campbell. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 2, and this is real important that they get a first down here.
Timeout for Big Red. Robinson now the quarterback, and they split Mercer out. With Beaver Local looking at a 3rd and 3. Mountaineer Magazine, tell me all about it. Here it is, Saturdays at 11:30 a.m. So you can see it tomorrow morning at 11:30. Immediately following Mountaineer Magazine, that could be your pregame show because we've got the game, WVU and Boston College tomorrow at noon. So plenty of WVU tomorrow. There it is at noon. West Virginia and Boston College. Check out Quincy Wilson and the Mountaineers beat Central Florida in their last game before that. The big upset over Virginia Tech. So WVU on a bit of a roll. West Virginia Mountaineers, Boston College Eagles tomorrow at noon right here on WTOV 9.
That was a stellar defensive game by West Virginia against Virginia Tech. They really took everything away from them, their running game, their passing game, and really did a good job of controlling the football. Here we go, 3rd and 2.
Weiss at quarterback. They hand it to Hoppel, and he's got the first out.
Have it. I'll tell you, he got it basically on his own because he had 2 guys on him. And somebody came up, put a whack on him, but you'll notice that Hoppel, anytime he's running north and south, always falls forward. Here it is on the M-Media M-Media instant replay. Takes on Schoonover, the inside linebacker, and is able to push him back and get the first down at about the 43-yard line.
So Beaver breaks the huddle. Robinson will split out. Mercer still at quarterback. Equipment problem for Abbott, and he's going to have to go out for one play. Can't see it on the screen, but Michael Abbott, the linebacker. Yeah, he's got a broken strap.
And number 84 will come in to replace him. That's Ed Littlejohn.
And right now, Abbott's got the play of the game right now on the hit, on the fumble, when Beaver was going in to score. So here is Mercer. He's going to pump fake. He's got some pressure, unloads. Viacula behind the defenders, out of bounds.
Made the catch, but he came down out of bounds with the ball. There's no rule in high school, Don, where, like in the pros, that if your feet would have come down in bounds after the catch, but you were forced out by a defender, it would have been called an incomplete pass. We're going to take a look at it here on the M-Media instant replay. Good protection. Here you can see Robinson is just going to loft the ball up, put a lot of air under it, but he's way out of bounds, so bring up 2nd and 10.
Steve Mercer showing a lot of arm strength on that play at quarterback. Here's Jake Robinson back in at quarterback now. He's down, ball on the ground, but he's going to get a gain of about 7.
He's going to be closer to maybe 8 or 9. It's going to bring up 3rd and maybe 1. There's a look on the M-Media instant replay. It's hard to see from ground level, but it's a fake to Hoppel and then the keep by Robinson, and that's a good, strong run by him.
So here it is, 3rd and 1, Viacula in motion. Here's Pastore. He's got the first down. He gets down to the 42.
Yeah, that was almost a disaster, John, because Pastore lost his balance when he came out of his stance and almost didn't get to the handoff, but he was agile enough to get his balance back. And here you're going to see just runs through a tackler right there, and a good solid job of running by Josh Pastore, and a good tackle by number 12, Chad Bauman.
Double wings, Pastore and Viacula. Viacula goes in motion, top side, handed off to Hoppel that way. Breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle. Hoppel to the 35. Good hard run by Adam Hoppel.
Looked like he was going to be stopped a couple of times, and again, Don, he bounced it to the outside, which is not his strength, but that time he did a good job of being able to break some tackles once he got out there. Here it is here. He's going to break a tackle by number 8, Schoonover. He's going to break another tackle by number 16.
Seminara, 46.
Yeah, Seminara, number 46, not 16, and got some good positive yardage. There he is on an inside trap.
And Hoppel breaks out. He gets down to the 20. He's got the first down and a whole lot more.
Tell you give a steady diet of Hoppel inside, Hoppel inside, Hoppel inside, and then Pastore to the outside, and you got something going for yourself. And they got a nice little drive going here right now.
And they are in the JPI red zone, the JP Industrial Products red zone. That is where you'll find the Beaver Local Beavers right now, as they have a first and 10 at the 20-yard line. The clock an enemy. It is under 7.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Robinson up under center. Here's Pastore. He's got some room to the outside. He gets to the 15, lowers the boom at the 10. He's down to the 8-yard line of Big Red. The tackle will be from Dave Fatula.
Number 32. Some decent blocking, but there's guys coming through, but Pastore just uses his speed and is able to outrun number 71. That's Scott Kennedy. And he breaks a tackle there by number 46. Jacob Seminara, and that is tackled from behind by Dave Fatula.
So first and goal to go on the 8. This is Hoppel. Hoppel, stiff arm. Hoppel, does he get in? No, he's down to the 1.
That time they gave Hoppel an opportunity to run the ball to the outside. They fake to Pastore, and there's a little inside trap. And here he just outruns the secondary. Lucky he didn't get a face mask right there. You're right, Don.
You're going to have a better look right. He just barely clipped the face mask. I'll tell you what, Hoppel wants this right now. He is playing with a lot of drive and determination.
Sure, first and goal inside the 2.
And I think if you try to power Hoppel up inside, you might get what you're after. They keep it. Touchdown, Jake Robinson. Right? Jake Robinson in for the touchdown.
Nice call. They've been giving it to Hoppel on about the last 3 plays. This time they fake to him. Robinson keeps and is able to waltz into the end zone.
Another look at it. Good fake to Hoppel, and there's Robinson. Makes Schoonover miss, and he works his way into the end zone. Now a big extra point from Jeff Dalrymple. Steve Mercer will hold. There's a snap. The kick is up, and it is good. So Beaver Local within 6. It's 20-14. 6:50 to go in the ball game from Austintown Fitch on the VaporJet scoreboard. Big Red 20, Beaver Local 14. After this, Jake Robinson touchdown. And welcome back to VaporJet scoreboard. Big Red 20, Beaver Local 14. That is your score. Beaver Local just scoring on a touchdown on a keeper by quarterback Jake Robinson on a drive that featured a lot of Adam Hoppel. And this is the Biggio Ford, Lincoln Mercury, Team Toyota, Pontiac GMC scoreboard. You can get it all at Biggio, the Biggio team.
It's real important with the time that's left on the clock, 6:50, that this has got to be a 3 and out for Beaver Local. They've got to do the job defensively here and get the ball back. Steubenville, on the other hand, realizes that they need to string together a couple of first downs, keep the ball away from Beaver Local, and try to take as much time off the clock as they possibly can, Don.
And I don't think Big Red's turned it over. Beaver Local's turned it over twice. And that's been a huge difference. Three times.
Three times.
Three times.
On the quarterback sack.
Huge difference in this ball game. There's the kick. And it'll be Abbott at the 10. Abbott trying to get to the outside. He gets to the 20, and that'll be it. So Big Red 1st and 10 on their own 20, but the Red 6:44 away from moving on. The winner of this game will play the winner of the matchup from tonight between Canal Fulton Northwest and Sheridan.
That was a good open field tackle by number 25, Rodney Kale, getting down there on special teams. Real important now. Both teams know what they have to do. Beaver Local knows they have to stop them. Big Red knows they've got to possess the football.
They fake it to Hubbard. Repella, he's going to keep it himself. Repella, nice yardage. He'll have the first down and more out across the 30 to the 32.
Nice play by Repella. Showed a lot of poise that time. On the M-Media instant replay, they've been running that play all night. They're able to freeze this side and get the linebackers moving in this direction. And then Repella just bootlegs it, takes it to the over to the right side for a real positive gain of about 12 yards, first down, and the clock, of course, continues to move.
And the Big Red quarterbacks have been very impressive. You heard a lot about Robinson, but the Big Red quarterback's doing a great job of running with the football tonight. Man comes in motion down to the bottom. This time it's Nate Hubbard. Hubbard, he's got a lot of running room there up the middle, and Hubbard gets the first down. So how impressive is this for Steubenville? Beaver Local answers with a touchdown, 2 plays, 2 first downs for Big Red.
Here it is on the M-Media replay. You can see number 71 and number 75 pulling to their left. Number 71, Scott Kennedy. Number 75, Aaron Patterson. They've been doing that all night. They've been doing a great job of opening a running lane for Nate Hubbard. Antonio Magnone is checking into the ball game at quarterback. Repella will take a break from his defensive and quarterback duties for a while.
And here is Magnone up under center.
They don't lose a beat when he gets in there.
Hubbard. Ball on the ground, and Beaver Local's got it. This is Adam Hoppel. Hoppel is going to take it for a Beaver Local touchdown.
Oh, my goodness. And there are no flags on the play either. Oh, man, what a turn of events this is.
We talked about it moments ago. Turnovers. Beaver Local had turned it over 3 times. Big Red had not. Big turnover here. M-Media replay.
On the M-Media replay, you can see right here, Nate Hubbard gets stripped of the ball from behind. Nate Hubbard comes from all the way over from his defensive left end position, picks up the ball and shows pretty good speed as he motors to the end zone for the touchdown for Beaver Local that is going to tie the score.
I said on that last drive, it looked like Adam Hoppel really wanted this game.
Yeah.
And most time you're taught following that football. Hoppel scooped it up and takes it for the touchdown. Dalrymple, big extra point, and it is up and it's good. Boy, does lightning strike. 5:24 to go in the ball game. Beaver Local, out of nowhere, takes a 21-20 lead. We'll be back after this. And we're back. Vapor Jacket scoreboard. Beaver Local leads Big Red 21-20. And Blake Schock got the script. Thanks to our guys in the truck telling us that. Blake Schock with the script. Adam Hoppel with the touchdown. Biggio team kickoff. Here it is. Michael Abbott at his 8. Abbott to the 20. Abbott 25. Abbott 30. Cuts back in. And Abbott's got a lot of room to the outside. Abbott to the 35. Abbott 40. Stops, cuts back at the 46 to the 45.
Wow,
what a run back by Michael Abbott.
I tell you, he had a chance to get out of bounds. He didn't want to. He cut back all the way across field to his right.
And no flags.
And put Big Red in excellent field position on Beaver Local side of the 50 at about the 47-yard line.
Yeah, we talked about Hoppel wanting and Abbott wants it too. He had the big hit earlier, forced the turnover. Watch this. Most times, okay, kick return over. Nah, he's not going out of bounds. Cuts back across, runs, loses yardage to gain yardage, and Big Red's got the ball. 1st and 10 on the 47. Here's Hubbard. Hubbard to the 43.
Even though he fumbled, the thing that Coach Suckart said, you're still my guy. You're getting the ball on the very next play, and they gave it to him. He picks up about 4, bring up 2nd and 6. Here it is on the M-Media replay. Same play, running it over the left side. They're running away from Hoppel an awful lot, and that tailback counter out of the single-back offense has been bread and butter for Big Red all night.
Now remember this, before the fumble, the previous 2 plays in that last drive, 2 plays, 2 first downs. So it's not like Big Red wasn't moving the football. Here goes Repella. Repella across the 30. Repella brought down from behind at the 21-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by Stephen Mercer. And boy, Beaver Local took a breath when they took the lead. They better get things back together defensively pretty quick.
Don't be celebrating too soon. There's a lot of life left in these Big Red football players. Down the line option, he saw the opening. They were playing the pitch man all the way. Repella does a good job of reading it, gets upfield, makes a good cutback. And number 22 for Beaver Local, that Stephen Mercer, makes a touchdown saving tackle.
Looking at this coming in, one of the differences, Big Red a lot deeper, Beaver with a lot more guys going both ways. It could have a factor here in the late stages of this one. Here's Hubbard. He's got a seam. Boy, I tell you what, this guy goes in. He should be stopped, breaks the tackle, and ends up picking up a lot of positive yardage. The JP Industrial Products Red Zone, that is where Steubenville Big Red is right now. The JPI Red Zone, 3:44 to go. Big Red down a point.
Josh Weiss on the tackle that time. There's that little misdirection play.
So Beaver Local calls timeout.
This is why Big Red is number 1 in the state and why Beaver Local is number 4 in the state. 2 excellent football teams, just like 2 heavyweights, Don. They're just beating on each other, one big punch after another. And who's going to end up with the knockout?
And really, when you look at it, it would have been easy to think this thing was over when Fatula caught the touchdown pass, and they went up. Big Red went up 20-7.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, Big Red, as far as if they don't punch it in with a touchdown here, Chris Maroney on the season has 4 field goals. It's 28-39 on extra points. But Big Red, early in the game, when you go back and look at it, they missed the extra point. Then they went for 2.
Yep.
Missed that. So there's the difference. Later, though, they would convert on a wide-open 2-point conversion, which makes it 21-20. So you're looking at 2nd down and 3.
Got the senior in a quarterback now.
That's Repella. Seminara split down to the bottom, but you got to watch for Mr. Hubbard here.
Here it comes.
Here's Hubbard. He'll be close to it.
I'll tell you, I think he probably has it, Don. That play did not start out real well. There was good penetration by the Beaver Local defense.
3rd and short.
You can see that the pulling guard and backside tackle were forced a little too deep and were not able to get to the point of attack as efficiently as they had been doing earlier in the game.
On Sports Friday on the highlights, so much of what you see and what we show, the highlight film runs, the 70-yard runs, but Nate Hubbard's done it tonight with those blue-collar yards, just when there's nothing there, picking up 3-4 yards.
That's for sure.
Stack eye. Hubbard up the middle. Touchdown, Big Red.
That's the sign of a champion, is to be, well, I'll tell you, there's a flag.
Late. That'll be a personal foul. I don't know on who, but there were 3 players laying on the ground, 2 from Beaver and 1 from Big Red.
We'll see who this is going to go against, if it's going to be against Beaver Local or against Big Red. I think it'll probably be against Beaver, and it'll be on the kickoff more than likely. Here we're going to see what it is right now. This will probably be a dead ball foul. Dead ball foul.
Unsportsmanlike play.
So unsportsmanlike the call.
And that'll be on the kickoff. It's after the touchdown. Here it is on the M-Media replay. Nice blocking, good turnout both ways. And Hubbard broke a tackle in the secondary and took it in for the score.
And boy, the Big Red Line, they did a nice job opening up that hole.
Yes, they did. Going for 2.
So the personal foul gets enforced an extra point. We were thinking kickoff. Option, Repella throws it up in the air. Hubbard grabs it and somehow gets in for 2.
My goodness!
Oh, what an effort by Hubbard!
Oh my! What a heady play by Repella.
Let's take another look at this.
It's a down the line option. Repella turns it upfield. Nothing there. He just pops the ball up in the air. Hubbard takes it and boom, dives in for the 2-point conversion.
So that makes it 28-21. They're up by 7. 28-21 Big Red. 2:44 to go. So Beaver Local gets the ball back. They've got to do something on offense. They used the 1 timeout, so they've got 2 timeouts. But that was big at being enforced there rather than a kickoff.
Yeah.
And Beaver Locals run a lot of kicks. They've had a great job running back kicks this year. Kinsey has run one back for 95 yards.
And he's got good speed, good vision. He's a big kid. And Kinsey is
I can't read the numbers from here.
6'3", 190. He's in the middle.
He's in the middle. Viacula's on the outside.
And I think Robinson is over here on the left on.
So pick your poison. Here it is, the Biggio Ford Lincoln Mercury Team Toyota Pontiac GMC kickoff. And they will kick it to Kinsey.
At the 2.
Kinsey 10. Runs into his own man at the 20. And flag on the play, and I'll tell you what, that's going to be on Beaver Local. There was a player on this side that shoved somebody from Big Red down to the ground. Now there's another, unless that's the same flag. Somebody was yelling face mask.
Well, let the referee call it. He'll get it all squared
No
away.
face mask.
Face mask. We'll see if that's a 15-yarder or a 5-yarder. And it's going to be a 5-yarder. We're going to take a look at it on the M-Media replay. Yeah, there it is right there. You can see a hand on his face mask. Actually, I'll tell you, that
lucky it wasn't 15.
Lucky it wasn't 15.
So 1st and 10 on the 25. Mercer, your quarterback. Robinson goes to the outside. We saw Mercer's arm strength earlier. He rolls. Jacob Seminaires there. He steps away, unloads, passes in and out of the hands of Gary Stubbs. They've got Hubbard in on defense now, too.
Yeah, that was him, number 24, playing safety. And good rush from this side by the defensive end coming upfield. Right here you can see it. That's number 46. I think that's Seminara. And ball still is not too badly thrown, but Robinson trying to run a deep crossing pattern. They have enough time here. I don't think they got to panic and throw the ball. I mean, 2 minutes and 30 seconds and timeouts left.
And you know, with Mercer, I mean, here's Hoppel. Hoppel's got the first down and more. Hoppel out to the 36-yard line. It's a good point. They've got 2 timeouts.
Right.
But they threw.
This is the play that they ran earlier. Good trap block by Beaver Local. You can see Hoppel here runs with a little bit of speed. and a good, solid open field tackle.
But the
I
thing
think
is,
that was number 5.
With Mercer quarterback, the threat of the passing game is there much more. Here goes Mercer. Unloads. That pass is in and out of the hands of Matt Viacula.
Ted, that's 2 that he's dropped that he probably should have had. You remember the one in the first half, Don?
Which was huge. Yep.
Yeah. And then this one here. But again, there's still time. Mercer needs to get a little bit deeper of a drop, but he gets pretty good protection. It's open right there. He finds the open area in the zone defense. Ball was thrown a little behind. Would have been a hard catch.
Robinson and Viacula topside. Hoppel and Pastore in the backfield. Tossing it to Pastore. Pastore tries to get out of bounds across round 41. I don't think he's going to do it, no. Block under 2.
One thing the Big Red does real well is to run to the football. They get off their blocks well, and they're able to run to the football real well. Look at these pursuit angles that these guys are starting to take. Number 71 is a defensive tackle and is one of the first defenders out there to help on the tackle.
That's Scotty Kennedy.
It's going to be 3rd and about 7.
Robinson split topside. Mercer still your quarterback. Here's Pastore. Pastore dives.
It's going to be short.
He's going to be short. 4th and 1.
Got to go for it.
And you put Robinson back in quarterback and go for it. Hubbard's injured on the play. Now that's injured. You've got an injured player in the field. Beaver Local gets charged for the timeout. Did they call for the timeout before the injury?
I think they did. Here's Pastore coming up, and Hubbard, you can see here, looks like somebody just got on his ankle or on his left foot. And Pastore set on the wing. And there's a flag.
Big Red jumped. No, Big Red saying Beaver moved, so we'll have to see what happens.
Well, I tell you, if
Big Red lined up in the neutral zone. Boy, you don't want to give it to them.
Yeah.
If you're Big Red, you don't want to just give it to Beaver Local.
That's right. Well, that's a big break right there. Now Pastore is out of the game, which means that Mercer is in at quarterback. They've got trips set over here.
Wait a minute, Pastore's out.
Pastore's out.
So there's Mercer up under center, Viacula to wing. Mercer, seminary pressure. Mercer unloads. Pass intended for Viacula is overthrown.
Deep throw to Viacula. Getting downfield, they had trip set over here. Viacula, I think, was the inside receiver. The 2 outside receivers ran deep in routes, and then Viacula was running a corner pattern. Had time to throw, get some air under the ball, throws a nice tight spiral, but good coverage by Big Red. They had double cover.
Mercer the quarterback, Robinson and Kinsey down to the bottom. Viacula wing, Abbott with the pressure. Mercer steps away, unloads, pass is caught wide open, 30-yard line. That is Jake Robinson. First down Beaver, clock running. Nope. Clock is stopped at 1:07.
Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Get the ball and spike it. Okay, good pass rush here. Came off the corner, that's Abbott, but a nice throw coming across his body.
1st and 10, there the clock starts. There goes Hoppel. That's on 1st down. Now they will call their last timeout. And you should not be surprised with Mercer at quarterback. You've seen a lot of time this year. Saw time last year in the playoffs. Mercer's played a lot of quarterback for this football team. Mercer. Abbott with the pressure. Mercer running. He is brought down from behind by Michael Abbott.
Here it is on the media replay, and Abbott is the one coming off the corner. He's the one who puts the pressure on. Does a good job of containing him, doesn't let him out of the pocket, forces him back the other way.
Beaver Local lost a lot of time. Guys did not hurry to get back to the line of scrimmage.
It's 4th down. This is the ball game, Don. He's got to throw a Hail Mary, just put 3. He's got to get it into the end zone. I don't know if he'll have a lot of time if he completes one for a first down. It's 4th and about 15 or 16 for the first down, so he's got to get at least 17 yards on this pass.
And Big Red has been flying in and putting in the pressure. Here goes Mercer. Unloads. Robinson with the catch at the 10, but they'd better run up there and get on the football.
Well, the clock will stop until they get the chains moved, but they got to hurry up.
First and 10 on the 10-yard line.
James Fatula knocking down the Beavers pass.
2nd and 10 to 10. 10 seconds. Game is over, son. Game is over. Game is over. Game is over. Game's over. Game is over. Game is over, son. That's it. Game's over.
And Beaver Local 21. Congratulations to both teams for an outstanding game.
Coaches. on, fellas, because we're not going to go here without him. Let him sing along tonight. We can't have any more of these. This is killing me. Huh? It's killing me. We can't have any more games like this. Huh? My goodness.
How's that song go? Na 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 na, hey hey hey.
You and me both. I can't stop. Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say that.
Tough. Security's got to get over here. You right. I'm going to film these guys too. Is that right?
Yeah.
That was him, right?
No, the guy behind it.
He's doing that. They're throwing stuff. All these guys.
Right behind the guy with that goofy suit.
What's he doing?
So not him, the guy in the crowd. There's three from that kid. Come down.